Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a Ring Walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All these beautiful kids is here.
We turn a TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing.
Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Man.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you
Ready? TheBoxingVoice.com. Welcome to Las Vegas, baby. We taking over.
Ness Heyman.
Mr. Vegas, you are Mr. Las Vegas.
I get in every fucking gym. They want me there.
TBV presents a Ring Walk with Danny.
Ring Walk Danny.
Daniel.
Owen Bama, only in America.
Because I fight for the people. I go for you and you and you. All these beautiful kids is here.
We turn a TBV into the Hot 97 of boxing.
Keep talking from Vegas.
You already know if it's a big fight, I'm pulling up. Chicago, we in here.
Man.
From the cotton fields of Alabama to the casinos of Las Vegas. Mama, I made it.
We up early, baby. The grind don't stop. Gilly the Kid ain't gonna be the only one around here doing big shit.
You are now locked into the Boxing Voice live from Las Vegas with Nesta Gibbs and Ring Walk Danny. This message was brought to you by SDS Promotions.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nesta Gibbs, and we're going to be doing another weekend recap. We'll be discussing all this weekend's fights. And, yeah, man, just giving out, I guess, our review of each fight, each performance, and even the broadcast, man. So, yeah, if this is what you want to do, if you want to talk some boxing with your boy, NESGTO, find me on Instagram and Twitter at NESGTO. And, yeah, man, join us right here. Don't forget, if you're joining the live stream, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button, as it's going to help with the visibility of the show. We're also taking calls on our trusted landline, 1425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here. Voice of the People hotline. You can also join us on Discord, as we are using Discord to, communicate as well. So if you want to use Discord, we have that open and, ready to rock and roll as well. So there is a lot to discuss, as there was some fights. Even on Friday, we had Christian Mabili. On Friday, we had Arslanbek. And I'll figure out his last name in just a bit. But we had a card on ESPN+. Shout out to ESPN+. We do have to learn the times. Their public relations guy said that it would be around 2:30. And that went from 2:30 to 4 o'clock, from 4 o'clock to so much. I don't know, man. It was crazy. But we did end up watching Arslanbek Makhmudov. And, we got to see his performance. And for the first time, we got to see how good he was. I don't know that he's ready for a Jared Anderson. But that is who Jared wants. Jared called him out immediately. And, oh, wow. So Elon Musk really got rid of Twitter Spaces, huh? That's so corny. Wow. All right. So you could only call in on Discord, and that is corny. Man, I was really enjoying Twitter Spaces. Deaf to Twitter Spaces? Are you serious? Wow. It's really gone. All right. Well, I guess we can always find another method to use on that. Maybe bring back Skype. That'll maybe help some guys. But we do have Discord open, and you can join us on Discord. Looks like James Benitez already has a counterpunch. What's going on, my friend? Setting the tone early. James, haven't seen you speak yet.
Yo, Ness, can you hear me?
I hear you, Kenna. It's James that needs to check in.
All right, so yeah, James, back out. Come back in.
That's it. But thank you for being there for the test. We do have, our trusted landline open. You can dial us up, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time. James, just jump in. Jump back in, jump back out. But let's I guess take it from the top, right? We did start with Arslanbek, Makhmudov. He, got a good win over the weekend. Technically, I don't know that I know that I'm not in love with him technically. Like from a technique standpoint, I'm not sold. He seems to have some brute force, and he I guess he can be intimidating. I don't know that he would be intimidating to Jared Anderson, who since Top Rank signed him, posted on his Instagram story that he would love to be fed him. Because he's like, yo, this guy is food, right? So Arslanbek is 16-0, and he has 15 knockouts. All right, I see you there, James. So we'll get to you with your counterpunch. What's going on?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
I do.
You say you do? You hear me?
Yes.
Yo, Ness, man. Hey, you need to go ahead and start off, man. You need to apologize to all the people, man, for your bad betting picks, man. You should just really trust me and listen to me this time, man. When I said Frank was the goods, Frank is the next best thing coming at 135, man. You should just listen to me. I'm one of your longest trusted people. That's one of the probably good contributor to the show, man. I know what I see, and and what I saw came to fruition this past Saturday, man. Frank is the goods. What's up with your boy Cobra being already ranked at number 8 in the WBA, man? Are they really gonna push that next, man, for 135 for the summer?
I guess. I seen Colbert come out and say, great win. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like, great ring, great win, let's dance or something.
Yeah, man. Well, he gonna get knocked out, man. He's gonna get knocked out. But it's gonna still be a good name to help add the dang on Martin's resume and everything that's going forward, so he can prepare for 2024 for when he lined up against Tank. Other than that, man, I'm just.
Oh wow, you jumping him to Tank, huh?
He's already in line. He fought a title eliminator. You know what it is.
You know that eliminator don't mean nothing.
Man, this nigga ain't losing, man. He got Errol on the side, man. He ain't gonna get played like that. He gonna get a real title shot. Come on, bro. You know what it is, man. You know what it is, man. He gonna get a real shot, man. Oh, and also, man, hey, Lubin supposed to be fighting Castano, man. You heard about that?
I seen that.
Okay. Cool.
I mean,
other than that, man, I'll fall back, man.
I don't know. Man? Is that official?
not official. It's not official.
Yeah, because
but, I can see
that's
I
a
can see
serious
it
fight.
happening.
That's a serious fight off
it'll
a
be do or
loss.
die for Lubin.
Off a loss, that's a serious
both of them.
fight.
It's do or die for both of them, man. So, but I think Lubin can probably edge that out, in my opinion, man. I think the best Castano we saw was the one that drawed with Jamel. Other than that, man, I think he hit his peak already. I think Lubin will take care of business again.
So
and show
let
that
me
he
get
really
this
does
straight.
deserve to be up there.
So Frank is
What's
your
up,
guy
man?
now. That's what you're saying.
Man, he been my guy. You remember y'all the same niggas that laughed at me when I said last year that Frank is already top 3 at 135, and I discounted Devin's name. And why I discounted Devin? Because he ain't got no power. Frank Martin's elusive. He hits good angles. He did all the shit that I've been saying he does. Only thing he didn't do last night was finish off boring ass Rivera. Rivera, he had a poor game plan, and that was on display.
I mean, I don't know that
State,
Rivera
man.
had a game plan. He never changed. He never adjusted, and he kept going. Like, look, man, I ain't trying to sound like a hater, but I'm gonna come off like one. But Rivera didn't help us know if Martin is the goods. Rivera literally, bro, come on, bro. You said you boxed. Rivera was fucking walking into Frank's power hand. He was going to his right, which is Frank's left hand. He never, not one time in that fight did he ever say, oh shit, let me go the other way. Did his trainer say, bro, stop walking into the fucking left hand? Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Man,
if you didn't see that, then you don't know what you're watching, and it's cool. Congratulations. You picked the dude that got the win. He got the win. We'll see moving forward.
But you almost sounded like that you discounted the fact that Frank really controlled the ring and controlled the pressure, man. Like, sometimes when you get in the ring, you want to do those things. But
I'm not saying. Listen, I'm not saying that he didn't do anything. He did everything in there. He beat Michel. He took away, all the tools that Michel allegedly had. But Michel made his job easier by walking right into his power hand. He never changed the direction in which he was going. It was frustrating. I never seen a professional on that level. Or their training staff, because it's an entire corner, and no one said, "Yo, you going the wrong way." He's hitting you with the left because you walking into the left. My man even start ducking into the left when he shot his own right, plus reaching. But it is what it is.
So next, let's agree to disagree, man. Michel Rivera is basic. Can we agree to that?
Yeah, man, he definitely showed that he didn't have the tools we thought he had. He never adjusted, bro. He never adjusted. If people could get on here and call out Canelo for not adjusting when he fought Bivol, and he just kept going for the arm shot, kept going. He never changed the plan. Neither did Michel Rivera. Like, my man never even added a double jab. Like, again, if y'all don't know what y'all watching, y'all don't know what y'all watching. I can't help you understand boxing, but my man would shoot a single jab and then reach for the right, plus lower his body. Of course, Frank check hooking his dumb ass. That's a dumbass decision you made. Like, double jab, cut the distance, step in. He wasn't doing none of that. But, I mean, again, Martin did his thing. I know this.
What's up?
There's blood in the water, and the Sharks are fucking circling. There's blood in the water, and the Sharks are circling. You seen Shakur. You seen Keyshawn. Streets is talking.
Man, Keyshawn ain't ready for that shit.
Man, Streets is talking.
Man. Keyshawn 2 years away from that shit, man. And
Keyshawn
to fight him right now, Keyshawn will lose.
All right.
Man.
You know Keyshawn ain't 2 years away from that because he in the conversation as we speak. Listen, once Devin, like, what you think Top Rank going to do once Devin vacate them belts? You don't think Keyshawn and Shakur going to – so you think somehow Shakur going to end up with all them belts? Man, you sound crazy. Come on, bro. You
I don't
sound
think
crazy.
so, man. But I think, man. All right, man. Let's see if that cheerleader get in the ring with Frank, man. That's all I know, man.
Just know this. Look, in the WBO,
what's up?
Shakur is number 2. But as you can see, he's already trying to go the WBA route. I mean, the WBC route. Because he's damn near number 1 because Vasil got the fight. So Shakur's going to BC route. Okay. So they got George in the rankings. And that's about it. And Vasil on the WBO side. So they gotta get somebody up there because they lacking on that. They might lose a lot of them belts.
We're gonna see, man.
Yeah,
we're gonna see. They're gonna definitely lose a lot of them belts, man. Because
I mean, they as a promoter. I mean, they as a promoter.
Yeah.
Because
STR, yeah.
Yeah, is they just not top heavy and a lot like Isaac is there in the IBO. I mean the WBO. Isaac is there in all of them, but he passed up his shot already in the BC. And then you got Frank, who just took Michel's spot, but Ryan fighting Tank on that WBA. So I don't know who. They mess around and do make Chris Colbert Frank Martin because he ain't got nowhere to go. Ryan and Tank gonna fight. They ain't nowhere for him to go.
It's the only other fight that makes sense. That makes sense because Cruz ain't gonna accept that fight. Pele wouldn't accept that fight.
I mean, I think people. Nah, I disagree, man. We already seen Michel accept it. Like, people gonna accept it because of who his promoter is. It is the same reason people accept the Tank fight. When you got a promoter that's promoting you properly and pushing your name out there. Look, you got Shakur and Keyshawn talking about Frank. Shakur said, somebody say he'll never fight him, and he said, man, he promised he'll fight him. So, Streets is talking. But look, let me get on moseying. Appreciate you. It was a good weekend, man. It was definitely a good weekend of fights. I do want to touch on Arslanbek, Makhmudov. He, did well in his fight. Didn't show me the tools that I wish I could have seen. It could have been the opponent. The opponent wasn't really there to win, is the best way to put it. Arslanbek is 33. He's co-promoted by Eye of the Tiger Promotions. That's the same promoter that had David Lemieux and a couple of these other guys, because, they're like a team. Mark Ramsey trains a lot of their guys. So they got Arslanbek Makhmudov, and, he's a great opponent for Jared Anderson next. I don't know that it makes sense for them because obviously he just signed the Top Rank. I don't even think he's had an ESPN, broadcasted fight outside of his fights from Canada being picked up. But he is number 5 in the WBA. And there's a lot happening in the WBA. I think, Michael Hunter has some sort of interim. Obviously, Dubois has the regular. He's been mandated to face Usyk, but they say that mandate won't come before the undisputed fight. So there's a lot happening in the WBA rankings. Lucas Brown just signed to someone. I want to say maybe Lou DiBella. So I don't think that Lou would serve up Lucas Brown, even though Lucas is on his last leg. But remember that Lou has his own gold medalist heavyweight, Bakatir Jalalov. And, you know, the reason we can't pronounce his name is because he hasn't fought anyone to make us remember how to pronounce his name. So Lou did sign a couple heavyweights, and he already had a couple heavyweights. So, you know, we will be seeing more of Jalalov. He just fought on the Regis Prograis Cepeda fight on the Marv Nation. So, again, Arslanbek Makhmudov, he's ranked number 4 in the BC. And remember that Jared is 15. Will Top Rank offer him that type of money to skip Jared all those rankings? I don't know. But the only reason we're even talking Makhmudov and Jared is because that's what Jared, has claimed he wants. Once this guy was signed, he called him food. And I kind of see it. No bullshit. Like the way that he fought Saturday or Friday, I don't know that he could even hang with Jared. Like, let alone land a clean shot. You know, there were a lot of behind the head shots, but I don't know that I'm ready to throw the book at Makhmudov and say that he's dirty. I think it was more his opponent, Michael. He kept bending over in a manner that, you know, again, you know I'm not a dude that likes to be chill on those behind the head shots after Pritchard, but I just don't think Arslanbek was doing it intentional, and it was more the way that his opponent was, you know, ducking down, and he just didn't want to fight. You know what I mean? It was one of those guys that just didn't want to fight. He was there, but he didn't want to be there. And he had to pick up his check, man. So he did the best that he could, which was nothing. And that's what I'm saying. There wasn't enough resistance for me. But nonetheless, we got Mad Bet 100. Mad Ben, I do apologize. I know you sent this super chat like 3 times that I didn't say. So take this one time for those last 2 times. And he says 1 milliliter for Martin, 2 milliliters for Hector Luis Garcia, 2 milliliters for Devin Haney, another 2 milliliters for Shakur, 2.5 milliliters for Tio, Tanquil. So it's obvious he still believes Tank is the reckoning force at 135. I want to put a poll, but you know that these polls are limited, right? So I do want to ask, is Frank ready for Tank, who he called out? He said Tank, Rolly, somebody else. I don't know who. I can't remember who. So maybe if you put it in the chat or whatever, I may remember. Moving on. Let's get on to Christian Mabili. He let me down, right? He didn't get the stoppage. I mean, look, I was not on point this week. None of my bets hit. I mean, I probably hit some of the round robins because, you know, I got those, you know, you obviously get them right, but it's whatever. The point is, Mabili, he is number 5 in the Ring Magazine at 168. He just took on, you know, definitely tough veteran Vaughn Alexander, you know, the brother of Devin Alexander. And Mabili is a strong fighter. He's a very active fighter. I'm very interested in seeing where he goes from here. This was a solid win I questioned the power like I did on the betting show. I made it very, very clear on the betting show that because he didn't have the win by knockout over Ronald Ellis, that some of you should have picked decision for Vaughn. We talked about the fact that Vaughn was stopped in 2 rounds by Zach Parker, and if Mabili can do it, he would show that his power was legit. I don't know that his power is legit or that Vaughn went in there trying not to get knocked out, and that's not really how he fought. Vaughn fought like he wanted to take Mabili deep in deep waters and get him late. Mabili never really gassed. Did he tire? Yes. But he never really gassed, and that man threw so many punches. I'm excited to see Mabili. Obviously, you got Canelo is your champion. Benavidez is fighting Plant. John Ryder just fought Zach Parker. Morrell was at the fights yesterday watching Jose Ustategui and Vladimir Shishkin. Anthony Durrell just lost at the hands of Caleb Plant. That might be a good fight for Mabili. Keep developing. They could pay Anthony Durrell some decent money to go over to Canada. That's a decent fight. Tough fight, decent fight. Tough-ass fight. Listen, if you ain't watched this kid fight yesterday, he's it. He's going to be a problem because he just lets his hands go. Big punches, too. He's got good stamina because his punches are very big. So, you know, when you throwing power punches, you gas easier. Somehow, you know, he was doing his thing. Again, I don't know about the power. Never really seen him hurt. Vaughn, instead, I think he got hurt to the body. But we're talking Christian Mabili, super middleweight division, got the win over Vaughn Alexander. Not by knockout, did get the decision. Tough decision. And by tough, I mean that Vaughn wasn't going anywhere. But for Mabili, he got to show us a lot of different tools. But I got Mad Bet 100 on a check-in. What's up, brother?
What's up? Can you hear me?
Perfect. How are you?
I'm good. Again, go get your Hibernation 5. I heard they're coming out in black. You can sell some white and black. Anyway, I watched the Frank Martin fight. Like you stated earlier, Michel Rivera, he didn't have any, he didn't change the plan. He didn't show urgency, at least not consistently. He was going the wrong way all night.
All night.
With his footwork. He was trying to win with a jab, a 1-2. I'm like, every once in a while, he would go to the body, but it wasn't consistent. What was consistent is he was doing a plan that wasn't working. Frank Martin looked good, considering Michel looked bad, but it could have been what Frank was doing as well. Maybe had him in a place mentally that he couldn't come out of. But Martin, he called out Tank. He's ready to fight Tank, meaning he's ready to go to sleep in a fight with Tank. That's what's going to happen. He dropped Rivera. Rivera been down before. But I don't think Martin has the all-around tools to beat a Tank. He probably could compete with Rolly. I think Rolly might stop him as well. Rolly fight. But I would like to see that fight. I like the one.
Wait. Come on. You don't like Martin at all? Because you think Rolly stops Martin.
I do like Martin. I'm a realist, man. I like Martin. I follow him on Instagram. I'm a fan. But I don't lie to myself. One thing I try to be when I look in at fights, I look at the all-around package. He's a very good fighter. I also look at Rolly and how Rolly fights. I look at Martin, not this last fight, but the fight before. He won, but he kind of struggled because the guy was bringing some pressure to him. You know, it wasn't as easy as this fight with Rivera. He had to get through that fight. And I think with Rolly, being how awkward Rolly is and how confident he is in his power, and Rolly's not the slowest guy, and he's a very confident guy. Rivera didn't look confident last night. The guy that fought Frank Martin previously was a confident guy. He was trying to win. He didn't get the win. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think Rolly has enough power and awkwardness that he can stop Martin. I think Martin, too, physically is small. But it's a fight I would like to see. You know, it's a fight that I'd like to see. I think Rolly's like the Mayoga, like that guy. He's awkward enough and confident enough that he could beat and compete on a high level. Tranquil. I'm also excited to see Chris Eubank. You know, the guy in the KFC jacket, just trying to make a living. The bad guy. You know, doesn't cheat, doesn't cut corners, and he's the bad guy. The bad guy is back. Chris Eubank, man, he could talk a lot. Anyway, thanks for the Sunday show. That's my call. I'm out.
All right, Mad Bent 100. Thanks for calling in. So we're wrapping up with Christian Mabili. I think I would like to see him obviously step up. Vladimir Shishkin fought last night. That's not a bad fight for Mabili. But Shishkin is with Salida and potentially with Showtime. Maybe because we are watching Mabili on ESPN via Top Rank. Mabili Edgar Berlanga. I know Rocky Fielding just lost yesterday, right? Damn. Shane Mosley Mabili Jr. Shane Mosley Jr. Mabili. That's not bad. Yeah. Damn. Can a one like that? He talking about, can I shout out Bovada? What the fuck? Shit. I needed your betting slip. You feeling like that? Damn. So yeah, man. Like I said, I wanted to do a poll, but I don't even know how to formulate anything for Frank. But what we could do is pull up one for our friend Magda Madoff. I do want to see if you guys, like what you saw, and is he ready, or is Jared ready, or how's that fight, play out. He's a tough character, for sure. So I'd be interested to see it. Only because that's what, Jared wants. I don't know that he'll get the Daniel Dubois that he called out after the Jerry Forrest win. But who else? We got to talk about Vladimir Shishkin, obviously, on the co-main of Frank Martin and Michel Rivera. Put on another guy that, really let his hands go. These guys that just continued to punch and punch and punch. Very impressive, their tanks and, again, their ability to put combination punches together and not slow down, man. So Shishkin was one of those guys, man, who just kept working and had a high output, and I value that and I appreciate that. And I did like what I saw from Shishkin. I'm sure that they're probably going to line him up with David Morrell, as Morrell was there on the outside looking in. Obviously, Shishkin with Salida, they probably wanted Ustatigi to get the win. He's more familiar with, or we're more familiar with him as fight fan. And he didn't. So obviously now Shishkins becomes a player. But if he fights Morrell, again, he did good. He did do good. He got tired a little bit, not gassed, because this guy threw a lot of punches. So again, I'm saying when these guys, their pace slowed down a little bit, it still was higher than normal, But yeah, man, I would like to see Shishkins versus Morrell, okay, versus Mabili, okay. Either or, even, I don't want to throw him in there with a guy like Demetrius Andrade because, at this point, Andrade needs bigger names, but, that's not a bad fight either. But I do got that first poll probably very late on these polls, but whatever. We're going to do it anyway. And I just want to see, what you guys think about Arslanbek versus Jarrett. And we'll also get, some of the people that Frank called out. Maybe we'll do some of those specific, just like this, like one specific, poll, because of the lack of options, really. It's the hardest thing to do with the amount of characters that they let you use. And, it's just, you got to get creative with these. But at the same time, it does add to the engagement, which if you haven't already done so, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Helps with the visibility, puts these episodes in the eyes of other boxing fans so that they know we're rocking out and talking boxing. We're also taking calls. If you want to call in, maybe you picked it right this weekend, so you want to celebrate on your pick. Maybe you got it wrong like me and you're frustrated that Michelle let you down, But, yes, what else we got to talk about? Billy, obviously, Earl, did a good job promoting this fight for his fighter. Frank made a splash. He's got a lot of people talking about him. And by people, I mean people in his division. That's what's important. The people in his division are talking about him. So, good thing. Credit to guys like James Benitez that been, talking about Frank. You got that eye for talent. I got Canna in Nebraska. What up?
What's that? You?
I hear you.
All right. On these hibernation fives as well, as soon as Matt Ben started talking about that, I usually use these for work, which is why I can't talk, Monday through Friday. But, yeah, like I was saying in the chat, shout out Bovada, you know what I'm saying? I hit a little something this weekend with Caroline Dubois, Makhmudov, and Aziz and Smith. So all of them KOs piled up to a cool little 100 for me. Wasn't nothing crazy, but nice little plus. So, but everything else, took a fucking nosedive. Anything that had Michelle on it, I had one that had one that had Martin decision, one that had Martin KO. But everything else was Rivera, just based off, thinking he'd keep the distance and, do his thing. But
he did a horrible job.
Frank worked his way in, man. Started popping him to the body early. I think around round 3 is when I just stopped scoring it, started rolling up. You know what I'm saying? That's how it went. And that's all I remember for the rest of the night is me rolling up and me enjoying that, and then me going to sleep because I knew I wasn't winning the Rivera bet. But
Nah, I hear you, man. That's how I felt, man. Once I seen he wasn't making no adjustments. Oh man, that fight got so whack to me, bruh. But Martin showed a lot of skill though, man. He showed up what I seen is a lot of speed, bro. He's fast. He's fast, man.
It wasn't fast enough for Martin, and he kept like everybody else said, he kept stepping to the right. Man, I jumped in the back call about halfway through that call. Everybody, J Mac in there playing coach. Everybody saying, what the fuck is he doing? I'm like, God damn, like,
yeah, man.
This man. But did you see the Broadway Joel interview with Rivera?
Nah, it might be the one I just was sent right now where he got like a. Let me see.
Probably.
Oh.
Yeah, I started to send it, but of course, I moved away from the laptop and started cooking dinner and making sure I had my Sunday night ready after the show. So, but yeah, he had a heartfelt interview. He, damn near cried in the bed. He was sitting next there to his dad and shit, talking about he don't know what he gonna do next. He keep talking about he want to move up to 140, and the 5 pounds was an issue. Blah blah. So, is what it is, but at least it came out his mouth and it wasn't a spokesperson and the coach and nothing like that. And speaking of the coach, everybody kept saying, why didn't he tell him to move to the other side? I don't understand Spanish, and if they did translate it, maybe I missed it when I was rolling up, but I don't know if he ever gave him that instruction. But it is what it is. But as far as the rest of the weekend goes, Makhmudov, yeah, exactly. You said it the best. He don't look as polished as you want him to look, as far as an Anderson or someone above that class. But as far as somewhere around that same kind of level, maybe Makhmudov, Dubois, Popov, something like that. We'll see who got the most power at the end of the day, kind of thing, because it's not about the technique. Aziz grinded out his win against oh boy. And I feel like at the end of the day, he kind of got to a point where he couldn't get over the hump, so the referee stopped that one. But do you think he grinds out the same kind of W against like a Joe Smith Jr., someone higher up that level?
I don't know about Joe Smith, man. Joe Smith, ain't he a 2-time champ?
Yeah, 2-time champ. Aziz trying to come up for his first. He just got dethroned by Better Bees. You think Aziz can handle somebody? Did you watch that fight first off? Let me not even jump into it. Do you think?
Nah, I watched it, but I don't know that he's. I mean, Joe Smith is slow and he's he's a plotting guy, so maybe so, but I don't know. All
right.
When's the last time Joe Smith fought? Has he not fought since that?
Nope. No, Better Bees stopped him early.
Yeah, I mean, timing is everything, man. If they're gonna give him to him off the loss, obviously Aziz has more of an opportunity to get a win.
Okay. And then moving on that same card, Billy Smith,
Bro, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because last time I bet on this dude, it didn't work out, and then I stood away from him, but he got the win this time, huh? He got a knockout too, right?
Exactly. He got the knockout in the under. So
Crazy.
It was good money for me. Money for me. Yeah, like I said,
sure.
Aziz, Dubois, all of them on that card got the stoppage early, and it was, well, not all of them, but, Aziz took like round 8, round 9, whatever it was. But Billy Smith, and Billy not looking like the world beater I thought, just looking at the resume.
Yeah.
And against the man he was against, he ain't looking like the guy I thought he was,
But what was it that you didn't like?
He was putting everything on every shot. Like, you got to mix it up. You got to get that one in there that looked like the, you know what I'm saying? That's the Roy Jones highlight that you're looking for. But other than that, mix up the speed, mix up the looks. He was giving the same looks, the same hooks, the same uppercuts. That was my first time watching this fight. I was just looking at his resume and going off that. So maybe that's where, I fucked up. But it is what it is. He went the distance. He still got the win. If you money lined him, you still got the money line. And then Frank Martin, is he ready for a Davis in 23, 24?
Who, Gervonta Davis?
who other Davis is we talking about at 35, 40?
You said 24. Damn, you give him another 2 years. I guess in 24 if Davis still around.
We giving him a year. Yeah, we giving him a year. I mean, we got 2 Garcia fights. Let's not overlook those if those happen. And then if he comes back at the end of 23, 24.
I don't know. It's like I said, man. It's busy over there, so they gonna put him in there with someone else. We'll see. He gonna get another fight. Maybe that Cobra fight is gonna happen.
Yeah, that Cobra fight, like Jake Benitez said, that's a wash. I'm already giving him the knockout mid round. The way he did Rivera was something else. I didn't see that coming. Although I picked the knockout, just to cover my ass, I didn't see that coming, and he completely washed that man. And then
that was like a 10. What was that? A 10-round fight? That was like a 9-1 fucking fight.
It was a 12-round fight.
All right, well then it was 11-1. I gave Michel 1 round.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny.
Gave him the 5th or the 6th. I want to say
that's crazy because I gave him the first. I gave him the first. I seen Farhood gave him the 5th. I'm like, damn, Farhood gave him the 5th because he ain't give him the first, and he looking for a pity round because I ain't give him the 5th.
Man. Yeah, I gave him the 5th or the 6th. He made a little bit more,
the 5th and the 6th?
No, I said 5th or the 6th. Or. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head because the day been crazy. I had to go shopping and, all of that type shit, Christmas shit, all of that. So, off topic a little bit. I don't know if you talked about Ryan declining Gesta.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I was sticking to the fights and stuff this weekend, really.
All right.
Yeah. Plan on hitting that.
Topic. That might be a future topic.
Yeah, we're going to hit that up this weekend for sure. We're going to hit that up tomorrow.
This week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Then otherwise, good show as always. Always keep shit moving, Looking forward to seeing Charlo in person and shout out TBV, shout out you and Danny.
All right, champ. Well, appreciate you calling in for sure. We got SDX Renzi. What up? SDX, what up?
Yo, Nat, shout out to you, man.
What up?
Man, we win some and we lose some. If we won again, you wouldn't have to be doing this show anymore,
Word.
So I take my wins with my losses, man. When we hit big. So I ain't even tripping,
Word.
But I to start with the mobility, man. I want to say I really like that kid, man. I like the work he put in. I will say in that fight, he kind of gave me like amateur style, though. Like you said, his output was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's typically see in the amateur scene of boxing. Like, he was controlling the fight in the fact that there was no moments where he tried to let it be a dull moment. He stayed active. He stayed throwing punches. But for me, I feel like he has the power because when the punches landed, it was there. But for me, it was just not no technique. I feel like he just needed to sharpen his technique. He had no hip. He had no ankle. Like, it was just straight arms. Like, he wasn't putting no torque on his punches. He was just straight arm punching. And I feel like that's why he really wasn't being able to get the effect because Vaughn was just standing there. We seen from round 2 and 3, Vaughn literally betted on himself. I seen that in the comments. Somebody said that, and I 100% believe that shit. Vaughn betted on himself to go the distance. Period. Vaughn knew that he had to get through all the rounds so that he could double his purse. Whatever his purse was, Vaughn said, I'm putting the whole purse that I'm at least going to stand in there with this guy. And he did that. And I salute him. And even us, Ness, we was like, yo, I heard you said, man, I wonder, like, what kind of shoes Vaughn got on. The whole time I'm in the chat, like, Ness, the man got on Air Maxes.
Bro, them soles looked different. Them soles look like
Yeah,
them Instagram shoes and shit. I'm like, yo, what he doing in there with sneakers? My man went for the long
yes.
jog.
Yeah. Those was the Air Maxes. He had to just do it on. Like he knew this was some like man. The man gave me penitentiary vibes. Like he was used to just taking beatings, and he just did what he had to do to get the bag. So I want to say, like I said, Mobility, he did good. I just want to see him tighten up on his technique, man. If he sharpen up on his punches, get back down to the fundamentals of how he throw the punches all the way down, follow through, twist the body, twist the hips, put the leg, like all that. Don't just throw your arms, man. Like you're not gonna knock out a guy who got a real chin with just arm punches. So that's the only thing I seen with him. You said something maybe about a Darrell. I don't even know after what Caleb Plant did to Darrell. If that guy put that pressure, if Billy do what he did to this guy.
Yeah,
well,
but
I don't even know if
Darrell's a former champ. I don't think Mabili even been in with a former champ.
I feel like
nah, he ain't. He never been in with a former
another,
champ.
Okay, that'll be a good test for him, and even a good name for his resume. So yeah, that would definitely be nice.
Damn,
as far as that other guy,
he 27 though, bruh. Fucking Darrell 37, right? Oh my God, that's a lot of years.
Nah. See, Darrell, Darrell looking for a payday, man. Nah, I would see. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't even put him in there with a Darrell, cause that's to me like a Keith Thurman. I feel like it ain't too much to prove. You feel me? But as far as that,
you think Darrell done? Even for an up and comer?
Yeah, man. I ain't like how he gave me a little bit of confidence to believe in him going into the Plant fight, and I just didn't see I didn't see it. I ain't gonna lie. It didn't give me no sense of confidence. Like you say, he's 37, man. And so if you at that age, you just got to show a certain amount of fight and bite for me to feel like you still even, ready to be in there with younger guys. And not to say that 27 is too young, but damn, come on now. Especially with a guy with that type of output of mobility. Like if he was just a guy that was more precise and pick shots, I would give Darrell a lot more. But that guy is going to just come. I'm more worried that even if Darrell did make it looks like something, Mobility is more likely to get a ref to stop that fight with Darrell. Like he can make it look
man.
Good
I don't know. I ain't counting out Darrell like that. Mobility's been fighting, fringe contenders. Like Muhammadi is known for getting knocked out by Kovalev. DeAndre Ware's from Ohio. He's known for being a tough journeyman. And now he just beat, the Alexander that's less accomplished. Like those are the facts. Like he ain't beat a world beater yet. Like, he's doing his thing. These are all good developmental fights, but I don't know that he could beat, especially if you can't
Darrell.
knock out Vaughn. I don't know if you could beat Darrell. Maybe you outwork him. Because that's the obvious thing.
I don't even think knockout. I'm just saying on some, like I said, maybe the ref stop it from a amount of, he throw a couple flurries like he had in some of those rounds, man, where he just keep throwing those flurries. Maybe a ref stoppage, but like not just straight going there and drop him. Like I wouldn't say that. But I just feel like Darrell, if he put that pressure on him and he came with them flurries, I just don't know if he'll be able to withstand it. But that other guy, the heavyweight that you said,
Arslanbek.
Calling out or that Jared won.
Yeah.
Like you saying, I don't know if he's really ready for a Jared. Like, it's okay with all these knockouts. Everybody get lost in the knockouts, but Jared is a technical heavyweight. You feel me? Like, it ain't just like you just ain't gonna get in there and be able to bang him out of there. Jared gonna give you angles. Like, he gonna move around to where I don't just see him letting that guy beat up on him. You feel me? So I'll take Jared in that, even in that fight, Jared between 4 to 6. You feel me? If it take that long, I ain't gonna lie. That if the guy signed the contract, you already know Jerry gonna go in there and get that work done. Um, Frank Martin, I ain't gonna lie. Like you said, Rivera, I don't know what the fuck. Like he didn't show us nothing. You feel me? Like I feel like the reach. He wasn't he the one with the most reach? And it was like he kept allowing Frank to get inside. He wasn't working with no range.
Nah,
Like
I don't think he got southpaw sparring, man. I'm gonna be real. That shit looked weird. Like they didn't put him
yeah,
in
like
there.
he just didn't know what to do with a southpaw.
Yeah,
Period. Right?
yeah.
Yeah. So that was wild to me. And then like you said, for the coach, for the fucking him, for no adjustments to be made, I would have rather them just threw in the towel. Like I don't get that. Like, why let a fighter go that many rounds in a fight with nothing? Like, if I'm the coach, I'm like, yo, we can't do nothing different. This man is doing the same thing for, you feel me? What, 11? Like we said, 11 rounds,
Word.
11, 12 rounds. Like, come on, bro. You can't give me nothing, bro. You don't want to fight. If you don't show me something this round, I'm ending this shit. You feel me? Like that I feel like that should have, I know these guys want to go out on their shield or some shit, but bro, like you gotta show me something. And so, like you said, I feel like it's good and bad because Frank did what he was supposed to do. But then it's just like, okay, Rivera didn't give him a look. So how can we really say that Frank went crazy when it was like Rivera didn't even give Rivera? He just really stayed in that bitch and got beat up.
But
You
but
feel
he
me?
did he the one did it. He the one did it. Like till then nobody did that to Rivera, so you gotta give Martin the credit. But I do look forward to seeing his next matchup and who they match him up with.
Right. Okay, and so then we go into Frank saying he ready for a tank.
I
Wow.
ain't saying that. I ain't saying that.
Huh?
I ain't saying
No,
that.
no. I'm not saying we. No, I'm saying that's the next topic. Like Frank said, he said that himself. He
Yeah.
start out a tank. He wilding. We know he wilding with that. We not even going.
I mean, he
we ain't even gotta-
28. He in his prime. Ain't Tank 28 too?
I Tank got bigger fish to fry than that, man.
He
You feel
definitely
me?
do. He
Like,
definitely do.
I want Tank to handle the fights everybody been calling for, everybody been pushing for, so we can get off the fact of Tank don't want to fight the people that the people want him to fight. So I don't want them pushing some people that's coming out the side skirts. Nah, we got business to handle, and that's what Tank trying to do. So if anything, throw him in there with a pit bull cruise. Throw him in there with a Rolly, like that.
Those
one
are
caller
good
was saying.
fights. He asked for the
Yeah.
Rolly, and Pitbull is a good fight. Maybe because of who Earl is, Sean Gibbons would be willing to put Pitbull in there because they ain't put Pitbull in none of them good fights that he been offered. He was offered a Ryan fight. He was offered a Tank. I mean a Ryan fight and a Shakur fight. He turned those down. So we don't know what's up with Pitbull. He might not want a Frank Martin fight.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't like that. I don't like that. Pitbull got to show us something. But like I said, a Pitbull, a Ryan, I wouldn't even want to put him in there with a Shakur. Like I don't think he even ready for a Shakur. But if he feel like he is, any of those three fights, would if he depending on how he look in those three fights, would let me know if he ready for a tank. You feel me? But until then, like I wouldn't gas that. I wouldn't even toot that horn. But shout out to you, Ness, man, coming in live on a Sunday night, man. Shout out TBV. Keep doing what you're doing, Ness, man.
Let's do it.
You're inspiring us to, get more in tune and getting the casual everyday fan up to speed on what's going on in boxing, man. Shout out to you. Enjoy your night, bro.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. We are taking calls, man. Don't be afraid to call in. You can use our landline. Looks like we got King Amin in Essex. What up?
What up, famo? How you doing, bro?
Chilling.
Hey, let me get into it, man. First of all, the fight of the weekend might have been that Pimkey Hermans versus Mary Spence. I've been bragging about it because the whole theme of the week is salute to my man.
Hey, yo, I
Peter Boy
watched that
Lopez as
shit.
well. The theme,
I watched
good,
it.
right?
It was good. It was good. I thought
Appreciate you, kid.
they sold Mary Spencer as this knockout puncher, and you know, her man's she just experienced, bro. We talk about that all the time, and her experience, took her to the next level. Like she was more obviously it was also the tank though. I mean, she just had a by far better tank than Spencer.
I mean, she knew how to box. You know what I'm saying? And to that point, being brought in as an opponent, she
Off a
was brought in
loss,
as an
right?
opponent, and I off a loss. So let's go to Shishkin right quick. They brought in Uzcategui off of 4 stoppages, 3 stoppages, or whatever. And I don't know if they thought Shishkin was going to be an opponent. Turns out he wasn't, right? He's in that Kronk gym, and I couldn't put my finger on it, but I said, yo, sometimes when you get these European cats and you put that black magic on them, makes them dangerous fighters. Ask Tyson Fury, you know what I'm saying? Ask Andy Lee when he was putting in work, became a world champion, right? A couple of them guys that done right. Talk about Frank Martin. Let's get to it. I mean, whether we like it or look at it or not, he was brought in as an opponent. Despite the Earl Spence cachet and him being down with Derrick James, he was brought in as an opponent. But he used it as an opportunity, and I thought it was beautiful. First of all, Rivera, you can't take nothing away from what Martin's done. Rivera only been dropped 1 time before this fight, and he's pretty much been dazzling his competition. I can't say that, he hasn't been challenged, but what I'm saying is Martin right now was probably the biggest challenge of his career. And this was Martin's opportunity to shine, and he took it. I picked Martin, and I almost felt like it was I picked Rivera. And I felt like I knew I was doing something wrong, but this is kind of like what fighters need. Not just me, but you need to feel like, everybody's against me. And they think this boy's better than me. They getting ready to give him a shot. They was talking about Rivera and Tank having a fight. Nobody was mentioning me. So the way he fought and the focus he had, it wasn't that. Maybe Rivera didn't have no southpaw. The better man just won that fight. So shout out to Frank the Ghost Martin, and he needs all his accolades now. Next, you mentioned he's 28, so maybe that's why he won it all. So give him what's in store. I do like the Pitbull fight for him, and if he can get the Tank fight, I wouldn't be mad because again, Rivera was poised or at least mentioned in that opportunity before. But it's all about Frank Martin. Don't take nothing away from this win. Don't say nothing about Rivera didn't show up. Those guys showed up yesterday, and the better fighter won. So it's all about Frank Martin. Let that man get his win nice and clean, man.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Looks like we got Canna back. What up?
Yo, shout out Bovada if I didn't say before. Like was saying, Mary Spencer, my goodness, did not look, as the highlights made her look. Femke came out and made her look pedestrian at the end of the day. I mean, she was talking about Clarissa Shields and how she felt like, whatever in the Olympics and whatnot, but Femke made her look like everyday Jane. Like, that shit was crazy. I think I shouted out Rivera already and his and Broadway Joel's interview.
Yeah.
The only other thing I wanted to talk about was this Darrell, the poll you just put out, Darrell and Mabili. I don't know, champ. I think Darrell looked like he had, still at this late age, more tools. I'd edge, Mabili because of the youth, but Darrell surprised me last fight and got that knockout where I didn't think he would. I thought that shit would go distance. And he stopped that man, even though I think it was the last round or the round before. But those was the 2 things I wanted to follow up on after Amin's call. And
Yeah, I see we got a few people listening on Discord. I mean, Davidian, Stonebone, y'all got something to say or nah? You know what I'm saying? Those is two of our loyals. Same thing with Majid. But let me go ahead and sit back down here. I was watching the show. I'm gonna get back to it.
All right, champ. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yeah, man, we do have a poll if you want to go ahead and vote. We just closed the Jared Anderson poll, and it definitely looks like, you guys agree with me that Jared would get the win over Arslanbek. So we've moved on to Anthony Durrell versus Christian Mabili. Who wins and how? Looks like Mabili's 32% via KO and 29% via decision, where Durrell still has 24% by KO, 15% by decision, and that's just now starting to simmer. I just smashed the thumbs up, made it 114 from 113. So go ahead and do the same. Help the show grow. Put this episode in the eyes of other boxing fans so we could get more opinions in here regularly. You got your football fans watch their football Sundays. We got boxing every Sunday, man. We need to talk about, what took place and how it happened. We got James Benitez that says, Frank Martin looked just as fresh as he did in round 10 as in round 1. Shout out to Coach Derek James. That is absolutely true. That's one of the things that I was majorly impressed with, his stamina and speed. That never changed, bro. Yeah, those dudes really getting in shape out there in Texas. Gotta respect them. For Derek James, he looks marvelous, right? He just had Anthony Joshua over there. This looks good in the eyes of Joshua. Like, wow, another one of Derek James' fighters gets a big win. James Benitez right back with another one. He says, people doubted Martin's IQ. Said he too athletic. I said all that's BS. Martin is gifted like the previous ghosts, like Kelly Pavlik and Roberto Guerrero. Oh, wow, you threw Guerrero in there. Nah, but shout out to Guerrero. He did move up from like 126 to 147. Beat the hell out of Berto. Got the Mayweather fight. Shout out to the Ghost. He was a 4-time champ. And he moved up, man, from lower divisions. That's never easy to do and go to welter. Let's see here. Don't forget, we got the poll going. And the phone lines open. Caesar, I see you having pressed 1. And on Discord, we got Davidian. What up?
What's good now?
What up?
You okay? Yeah, watching the fights. Shout out to Frank Martin. I did pick Frank, so I mean he looked good to me. So, but I mean, whoever you went with wasn't a bad pick before you saw the fight, because in my head it was like a true 50-50. I was just happy that these two young guys were going to get in there and scrap it out. So, but yeah, as soon as he got in there from round 1, I feel like, and you could maybe give that first round to maybe Rivera, but after that, it was all Frank. So I like the speed, the way he was kind of like turning, the way he moves, like
he got warned. He got warned for turning Michel like 3 times by Kenny Bellis too, but he is very sneaky with those turns, boy. He'll be one side of you and end up on another side of you and hitting you, man.
Yeah, he was doing his thing, like, and then from then it was just like, I don't know, it was maybe fifth. It was one of the rounds where Rivera went to his corner. He just looked like he was like mentally defeated, but he did his best though. Ever talk bad about a fighter. He'll be back though. At least he's all right. So he's still fairly young, but Frank was the guy. So what's the dude's name? The big dude, heavyweight, like
Arslanbek,
Makhmudov.
Yeah,
Makhmudov. Yeah, I watched that. That was crazy with all the shots to the back of the head. But like you said, the guy was kind of leaning down, and his demeanor, he looked like he didn't really want to even be in there with him. So, but it was a good fight. I like the Canadian card. It was some good fights. The women was pretty good. They was both tall. Um, but yeah, I think what the favorite lost or whatever, but it was a good little scrap. Uh, I don't know. Shout out to all the callers. Shout out to you, Des, and yeah, God bless y'all. My call.
All right, brother. Well, appreciate you calling in for sure. Let me keep these lines moving. Majid, Ohio, what up?
What you can hear me?
Perfect.
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. I heard somebody say my name and shit, so I figured I'd call. I don't even know what they said, like. But anyway, yeah. I just want to talk about the main event, man. I felt like my pick coming in, I had picked Martin to beat that little Ali lookalike dude, because I just really ain't seen nothing, Every time I looked at his highlights, it's like he banging people up and shit, but like he leaving his chin open. He needed to kind of like sit there, to like really do his damage. So I just felt like Martin was a sleeper in the division. So with that being said, I just feel like at this point, like, next fight he got, these people, they gotta know that this boy got some decent skill, and I ain't saying he'll take over the 135 because I got Shakur whooping his ass and shit, but, what I'm saying, like, they just can't sleep on this dude because he know a little, more than a little bit, and there ain't gonna be no walk in the park. As far as that tank and all that shit, I'd rather just see him go try to fight, what's that little one? Little Eastside Pit Bull, give us something entertaining in the meantime. Cause Javante already booked up for 2 fights, so we know that shit ain't happening, I ain't educated to know who the fuck else at 135 on that side. That's a good fight. So I want the Pit Bull fight, or maybe Rayo. I don't fucking know, either one. But other than that, man, that's all I got, man.
All right, champ. Appreciate you calling in. Looks like we got some more callers. Let me get to William in Seattle. What up?
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, that last caller that said that Shakur is gonna beat Frank Martin, he done lost his freaking mind. He don't know what the hell. He don't know boxing. He don't know what the hell he talking about. But anyway, I believe Frank Martin did his thing. I picked him to win. He dominated like how I expected him to do. You know what I mean? But I think he's gonna be a threat at 135. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna be a threat at 135. So look out. They got a new wolf at 135. 135 is kind of loaded up right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like to see that. And what else is out there? Yeah, I believe some other fights out there. Tank. I think he gonna beat the hell out of what's his name? Hector, the Hector Garcia.
Hector
dude.
Luis Garcia.
Yeah, he go. I think Tank, because whenever Tank is focused on somebody, he gonna whoop him, and he look focused. So I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park though. It ain't gonna be a walk in the park, but I think he gonna stop dude. It's probably gonna be like a late round stoppage, somewhere around there.
All right.
It's gonna be like a late round stoppage. But yeah, thanks for taking my call, and I'll see y'all the next roundabout.
All right, William. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, champ. That's what the weekend is made for, man. To have fun, kick back, relax, watch some boxing. Listen, we got James Benitez with his third super chat. He says Keyshawn would be a tune-up for the Tank fight. So if you want Key to lose now, make the fight. Tank versus Frank is the fight. Damn. Shout out to James Benitez. That's 3 super chats in a row. Looks like we are done on the callers and the super chats, man. I think we got to everybody. We did talk about the main event. Talked about Shishkin, Mabili, Arslanbek. Yeah, man, pretty much it. Catch me tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., where we will be discussing Earl Spence and everything he had to say with Brian Custer and, his return to the ring. Nest GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Peace.